The AM Show.
Okay, so she was the first woman to be CEO of Telecom New Zealand. That is now, for people who don't know what's Telecom, that's Spark now, you see, as well as an NZX-listed company. But now Theresa Gattung has a new role, and she wants more women to join her in business. Pretty good goal. Welcome to the studio, Chairperson of Women in Enterprise, Theresa Gattung. G'day.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. You're pumped. I see you've got energy levels. You've got something to say, and you want to say it loud and proud. I reckon go for it, because this is a great initiative, I reckon.
Well, thank you. Yes, it really came back to a bit of time out during lockdown, as we all had. And I was reflecting on what could I do that would make a profound difference for women in New Zealand, particularly young women, based on my skills and experience and the money I'd made in business. And because I'm passionate about helping women and passionate about business and became accidentally an entrepreneur and have loved it this last 10 years and spent a lot of time around entrepreneurial people, particularly entrepreneurial women, I approached the university with the idea of creating a centre that I would fund, a centre for entrepreneurship for women. And it would have mana, it would have degree-level courses, it would be in the business school. It's really important. It's grounded in real world, learning to read balance sheets, understanding about money. It would have internships into businesses, so students got a chance to actually be in the real world.
Halfway.
It would have guest lecturers, practicing entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, and it would be open to any of the blokes in business school, of course, because why wouldn't you want to go and learn from the best entrepreneurs of this generation?
So we can go there. We're both go to this.
Yep. And and importantly, it wouldn't just be for women who'd already decided they wanted business careers. It would be for women doing arts and science and literature, who face a future potentially of being self-employed.
I'll throw one question here and then I'll open it up. I think it's brilliant, but a real shame that the university wasn't doing this already. Because this is about creativity, ideas and entrepreneurship and role models. People need role models. Good on you.
Well, thank you. I think the university had started with the Innovation Centre, and I see this as a co-creation with the university. So I'm, very, very excited about it.
I'm hugely excited, and I think women like you in New Zealand, we need more of them. The one thing I want to pick your brain on, we've got people like yourself. We've got a female Prime Minister, a female Governor-General, the Queen, the Vice President of the most powerful country in the world is a female. Yet, day in, day out on this show, I talk about pay inequality. How and when are we ever, women, going to be paid the same as men and get those same opportunities?
Look, I couldn't agree more. Do you know that after Kate Shepherd led the National Council of Women to get the vote, pay equity, gender pay gap, they didn't use those words, that was one of their top 5 priorities. And here we are, all these decades later, not done. So pay gap's about 10% at the moment between men and women. It's higher for women of colour. And my personal view is the one thing that would make a difference is mandatory pay transparency. Politicians have pay transparency. If you're the Prime Minister, you get a certain amount of money. We'd be horrified if Jacinda was paid less than John Key. And I think because they have pay transparency, they don't understand really what an issue it is for working women.
So you're saying report it. You're
yes.
saying have it. And I look at, was it Westpac? Was Westpac recently? They
yes,
reported.
They did.
But only to a point they reported it.
But still, they were quite brave in going out there and saying, this is our gender pay gap.
I think they were brave.
This is our commitment to fix it. So pay transparency, that is the one thing I believe that would make a huge difference straight away.
I agree with you, but then you need obviously all jobs being created equal. And then you have the issue of businesses going out and going, we desperately need that person, and we're probably going to have to pay more for that person to get that person.
Well, that's a different issue. That's what the nurses are doing at the moment, trying to get fair pay for that work. But you look at the Associated Chartered Accountants did that, released that study 3 weeks ago with accountants. You can't tell me that accountants are that different of jobs. There was a $60,000 pay gap between what male accountants were paid and what female accountants were paid. So you're right, there are more complex issues, Mark, but even in the like for like or close to like for like, there are serious issues.
So women bosses, female bosses. Okay, so, and there'll be more of them after they come through your course.
I hope so.
Okay, so are they doing this when they hit the ground floor? Are they running around going, sorry, right, let's get the pay up? For women or not? I mean,
Well, look, Celia Robinson, co-CEO of My Food Bag,
Yes.
one of the first things she did was put in my food bag double the legal requirement for maternity leave and paternity leave. Because
oh, wouldn't you?
Exactly, because she saw that My Food Bag was about
So
helping.
it's men holding women back, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's that. I think that it's harder for a woman to get into business. We're not necessarily see it as a career pathway, and it's hard to be an entrepreneur for men and women. And if you don't really understand about business, you need a bit of a help and a bit of a seeing role models. It's the point you made before, Duncan.
Crucial.
Yeah.
Women want to do it all, and this is the thing. They want to be the boss, but they also raise the kids. They also run the household and do the cooking and everything.
Yes.
After an incredibly tough year we've had with COVID, which adds
Yes.
a whole lot of pressure, we do risk burnout, and it's been a big topic on this show. Advice for people, because you've been quite vocal about your own experience.
Yes.
Just some advice for people about burnout, what impact it can have, and how you can try to avoid it.
Yes, I do have a personal experience of doing too much, not being able to say no, just taking more and more on. I think it's important, and lockdown did that for me, to take a step back and prioritise what really matters and to accept that we can all do everything, but not between breakfast and morning tea. We have to, decide what's important to us at a certain time in life and be able to say no, and people respect our no.
Nice.
Lovely to see you. All the very best as well. We better shoot on and do more things, but yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. I really respect what you're doing.
Thank you.
Theresa Gattung, of course, chairperson of Women in Enterprise, former head of Telecom as well.